Hello and welcome back to the Old Charles for New Faces. I'm Alex, and we explore the stories behind the coins in your pocket, your attic, or your collection. This is a 1949 florin. On the surface, it looks like many other coins from the era. But to understand its true value, we first need to understand its context. So, let's rewind the clock. It's 1949. The Second World War has been over for 4 years, but its shadow is long. Britain is exhausted, rationing is still in place, and the country is grappling with a massive debt. The British Empire is beginning its transformation into the Commonwealth. It's a period of austerity, but also of hope and rebuilding. Into this world, the Royal Mint in London struck over 44 million of these 2 shilling coins. They weren't rare in the slightest. They were made for everyday commerce. This is a coin of the people, a symbol of a nation getting back on its feet. Let's break down the design, starting with the head side, what we call the obverse. This features the portrait of a young King George VI, by sculptor Humphrey Paget. Notice he's facing left. There's a tradition in British coinage that the monarch faces the opposite direction of their predecessor. His father, George V, faced right, so George VI faces left. The inscription reads, George of 60 G Brk OMN Rex F laughing face ANDIMP. That's Latin for George VI, by the grace of God, King of all the Britons, Defender of the Faith, Emperor of India. Now, here's a crucial historical point. 1949 was the last year this title, Emperor of India, INDAMP, was used. In 1950, India became a republic, and the title was dropped from all coins. So, the 1949 florin is one of the last British coins to ever bear the title Emperor of India. That immediately gives it a historical significance. Now, the tail side, the reverse. This is a beautiful and classic design by artist Ernest Gillick. It features a rose for England, a thistle for Scotland, and a shamrock for Ireland, all emerging from a single stem, symbolizing the unity of the nations. This is why the 2 shilling coin was officially called the florin, a name dating back to a medieval Italian coin that often featured a flower. The design is elegant, simple, and powerfully symbolic for a United Kingdom that had just stood united through its finest hour. It's not magnetic. But it's also not sterling silver. Coins like this from 1947 onwards were made from a copper-nickel alloy, often called cupronickel. During and after the war, Britain needed to conserve silver for its actual value, so they switched. So, your 1949 florin is a silver-looking coin, but it contains no precious metal. Its value is purely historical and numismatic. The answer, like with most coins, is not a single number. It completely depends on the condition and a very important variety. We'll go from the most common to the rarest. The vast majority of the 44 million coins were spent, jangled in pockets, and passed from hand to hand. If you have one that's worn, with the details of the rose, thistle, and shamrock smoothed down, and King George's portrait is faint, its value is quite low. In good to fine condition ***, you're looking at about £1 to £3, $1.50 to $4 US. It's a pocket-sized piece of history, perfect for a beginner's collection. In very fine to extremely fine condition ***, here, the details are much sharper. You can see the lines on the king's neck, the petals on the flowers. This is a nice coin. Value ranges from £4 to £10, $5 to $12 US. This is a coin that never entered circulation. It was saved, likely in a mint bag or a collection, from the very beginning. It has no wear, its luster is intact, and it can have a beautiful, slightly glossy sheen. An uncirculated 1949 florin is a lovely find depending on the quality of the luster and any minor bag marks. You're looking at £15 to £30, $20 to $40 US. Now, hold on to your hats. We have to talk about the variety. This is what separates a common coin from a treasure. I'm talking about the 1949 Mule in numismatics is a coin that is struck with obverse and reverse dies that were not intended to be paired together. It's a minting error of the highest order, and in 1949, it happened. You see, in 1949, the Royal Mint was preparing new dies for the upcoming new coinage of King George VI, which featured a slightly modified portrait. They were also still using the old 1948 dies somehow. A 1948 obverse die, the head side with the king's portrait, was accidentally paired with a 1949 reverse die, the tail side with the flowers. And a small number of coins were struck with this wrong combination. How can you tell? You have to look very closely at the obverse. On a normal 1949 coin, the designer's initials HP, for Humphrey Paget, are located just below the king's truncated neck. On the 1949 mule, the HP is missing. It uses the 1948 obverse die which didn't have the initials. This error was discovered and corrected very quickly, but not before an estimated few thousand made it out into the wild. So, what is the 1949 2-shilling mule value? This is where things get serious even in worn, circulated condition. Find a very fine. A genuine 1949 mule can be worth £100 to £300 plus, $130 to $400 US. In uncirculated condition, the value skyrockets. We're talking £500 to over £1,500, $650 to $2,000 US, depending on the grade, and I appeal that if you think you have one, you must get it verified by a reputable coin dealer or grading service like PCGS or NGC. Look for that missing HP. So, to summarize the value of your 1949 2-shilling coin worn in common ***1 to £3. A great conversation starter. Crisp and clean, EF ***5 to £10. A solid collection piece. Brand new, UNC ***15 to £30. A beautiful example of post-war. Are minting. The rare mule, missing HP ***100 to £1,500 plus. A potential collection centerpiece. Beyond the monetary value, this coin is a tangible link to a pivotal moment. It's the last coin of the King Emperor. It's a coin of austerity and recovery. It's a piece of a world that was changing forever, right there in the palm of your hand. The story of the 1949 2-shilling coin is not just about a single year's minting. It's a chapter in a much longer and fascinating numismatic history that spans over a century and reflects Britain's economic, imperial, and social evolution. The coin we're discussing was officially known as the florin, a name harkening back to a medieval gold coin from Florence. Its introduction in 1849 was part of a major push towards a decimalized currency system. The godless florin ***, the first florin, minted in 1849, was a radical departure. It was valued at £0.1, explicitly testing the public's readiness for a decimal system. Its most infamous feature was its inscription. Instead of the usual Dei Gratia, by the grace of God, it simply read Victoria Regina, Victoria Queen. The public was scandalized, and the coin earned the nickname, the Godless Florin. The Gothic florin **** in 1851, a new design was introduced, now with Dei Gratia, but featuring a Gothic-style portrait of Victoria and ornate, Gothic lettering. This Gothic florin is one of the most beautiful and collectible Victorian coins. From its inception, the florin was a coin of change and modernization. The florin continued through the reigns of Britain's monarchs, its design mirroring the age Edward VII and George V ***. The florins of these kings were more classical in design. The George V florins, especially those minted before 1920, were struck in sterling silver, 92.5% silver. However, the economic pressures of World War I led to the Great Debasement of 1920 ***. In 1920, the silver content was reduced from 92.5% to just 50%, with the remaining 50% being copper. This was a stark measure of a nation recovering from the immense cost of war, the final abandonment of silver, 1947 ***. After the even greater financial strain of World War II, Britain took the final step. In 1947, all silver was removed from the circulating coinage. From this year onward, including our 1949 coin, the florin was made of cupronickel, 75% copper, 25% nickel, a hard-wearing, silver-looking alloy with no intrinsic precious metal value. This marked the end of an era for British coinage. This brings us to the specific context of the 1949 florin under King George VI. Post-war Britain ***. The coin was minted in a country still under rationing, deeply in debt, and managing a crumbling empire. It is a coin of the austerity era. The last of the emperor design ***. The most significant historical weight carried by the 1949 florin lies in its obverse inscription. This translates to George VI, by the grace of God, King of all the Britons, Defender of the Faith, Emperor of India. 1949 was the very last year this title, Emperor of India, INDIMP, appeared on British coinage *** on January 26, 1950, India formally became a republic, severing its last constitutional ties to the British Crown. The title was obsolete, and from 1950 onward, it was removed from all coins. This makes the 1949 florin one of the last coins of the British Empire in the literal, titular sense. It is a numismatic bookmark, closing the chapter on the King Emperor. The 1949 mule error ***, adding to its historical intrigue, is the famous 1949 mule. In a busy mint transitioning designs, an old 1948 obverse die, which lacked the designer HP initials below the neck, was incorrectly paired with a new 1949 reverse die. This created a rare and valuable hybrid coin, a classic mint error that fascinates collectors to this day.